If the tables were turned, and I was the fancy young woman walking into a truck stop with my Amish friend this morning, I'd be choosing the table set back against the wall, away from curious eyes. But Heather Nelson was the one deciding where we would sit. Wearing a loud, pink, short-sleeved blouse and pencil-thin blue jeans, she never once blinked an eye as she pulled out a chair and sat down, smack dab in the midst of so many Englishers. Nearly all men, too. Maybe she was oblivious to them, I can't really say. After all, this was a familiar world to her. As for me, my neck was mighty warm as I lowered myself into my chair, painfully conscious of the stares. I could just imagine what they were thinking about the two of us, different as rosemary and sage. I reached for the menu right quick and hid behind a long list of sandwiches, soups, and milkshakes. But my appetite was diminishing, all the while my uneasiness was increasing. I lowered the menu and peered over the top at Heather. She leaned her ivory cheek into her fisted hand, her bare elbows on the table as she looked over the options. "See anything good?" she asked, her pretty blue eyes twinkling. My mind was hardly on food. The upcoming reunion with my mother weighed heavily on me. We had driven for more than 4 hours and had just crossed into Ohio. Only about an hour and a half till I see Mama again. My heart pounded at the thought. "I'll have something light to eat, if anything." "What if we just ordered something for the road?" I agreed as the waitress looked sideways at me before jotting down my order, her blonde hair all strooplik round her round face. "You two, together?" Heather nodded, eyeing my prayer cap. She ordered some coffee and a cinnamon roll, then stopped, shook her head, and quickly asked for fresh fruit instead. After the waitress scurried off, I noticed 2 men staring at us, their sleeves rolled up to their muscular shoulders. There were markings up and down their arms, a set of tiny baby footprints, and a red rose with a black thorny vine trailing clear down to the man's elbow. I'd never seen anything like it. Had Mama encountered similar worldly sights during her recent travels? Heather squeezed my arm, tilting her head. "You all right, Grace?" One of the men looked away, while the other seemed to be sneering. "Frankly, I'm feeling all in." I excused myself to the washroom to splash cold water on my face. I reached for the paper towels which stood on the ledge of the grimy sink. Quickly I tore off a piece and dried my face and hands, my fears rising. How will Mama react to seeing me? I raised my face to peer into the streaky mirror. At home our mirrors were mostly handheld ones, almost too small to allow me to see the whole of my head, let alone the upper bodice of my dress. Even my bureau was mirrorless. I felt momentarily ashamed. Mama had always taught my sister, Mandy, and me not to be swayed by the temptation toward vanity, and we'd always heeded the warning. Well, nearly always. Glancing again at my reflection, I didn't focus on my honey blonde hair peeking out from beneath my cap, nor the shape of my features. What I noticed caught me off guard as I studied my tired, even terrified expression. I saw clearly the uncertainty in my own blue eyes. Placing my hands on my cheeks, I breathed in ever so slowly. Is this trip such a good idea, really? Sighing, I knew in my heart I was willing to put up with any awkwardness, even fear, if it meant bringing Mama home. No matter the gawking eyes or the inconvenience, I ought to cherish the trip for what it meant, a chance for Mama to start over with a clean slate.